family. Welcome to another Eagle Inspiration Conversation. This week I'm joined by the Assistant AD for External Affairs, Sara Hacker. Sara, how are you?
I'm doing great, Ryan. How are you?
Doing well. And first of all, thank you for joining me on this as we try to get this kick started. Last week we talked with Sara Martin about some of the Eagle Inspiration initiatives that are going on. Kind of want to get your take on that as well, as the two of you have worked together throughout all of this.
Oh, definitely. It's been rewarding. It's obviously hard for everyone out there just not knowing what's going to happen, but we have teamed up together and we've done several activities to hope that can lift some spirits here in the community.
Can you kind of elaborate? I know Sara and I talked about last week the senior citizen outreach, the community outreach. Can you talk a little bit more if there's anything else that's kind of going on as well?
Yeah, so that was the initial first steps, and we have carried on with having activity and involvement with especially the Rowan County schools. We've continued to do activities each week. So I know Sara touched on some word searches and some coloring sheets. So each week we're switching that up some, just so there's a new activity. And it's always a surprise for those young kids that are a part of getting those lunches at the schools. So they always have something to look forward to, it's always a nice uplifting piece.
And then the Eagle Inspiration piece, the sending of messages to the senior citizens, is there a way that Eagle alumni or other members of the Eagle family can kind of carry that on?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. We encourage everybody, just take a selfie or a picture, write a nice message, tag us on all our social media outlets and at MSU Eagles, or they can even email us like Sara had said last week. I mean, this is a whole family give back, and we all need each other, and we hear this all the time, but in this particular time that we're living in, it's a family, and that's what we're trying to really put together, our Eagle family, and come together as one. So yes, please take a picture, tag us, email myself, and we'll post that on our social media and spotlight former student athletes or alumni. We're all about that.
All right, and then kind of the next step is what's coming down the pipe moving forward in terms of not only engaging the community, but also the Morehead State student athletes.
A lot of excitement. Sara Martin and myself and the external staff, we've been really putting a lot of great content on social media, and you've been doing a fantastic job. I love the concept of showing what are either the rewind that we presented last week, giving some uplift with showing some great wins and in our history. And I think that's really cool for the former student athletes to see that and have those good memories. But we actually are going to put together a newsletter that we're going to send out to our student athletes so they can get to know our Eagle family. So from our administrators to our coaches, we have some cool human interest facts that you might not get to know from your coach. And I think even as we build this content, we might use it in different social media opportunities where we give our fans the insight of what's Coach Tenure's favorite pump-up song, just some interesting, fun things that make it, a more inside look on what we are all about.
Well, kind of on that same note then, Sara, so you mentioned Coach Tenure's favorite pump-up song or what that might potentially be. What is your pump-up song right now?
My favorite pump-up song, man, Frye, that's tough for me because I'm big in music. So when I completed my survey last night, I actually had 5 top songs, but I had a 3-way tie for my 5th place. So I am very eclectic with my music. Obviously love game day music. I love anything that can get a crowd pumped up. I'm a big fan of Zombie Nation, so I tend to cue the DJ on game day to play Zombie Nation a lot, but I also love Rob Bass, It Takes Two. That's another one of my favorites. It kind of depends on what mood I'm in, but I'm always up for a good beat and anything that can increase my heart rate.
A lot of good insights right there, and that's kind of what our student athletes have to look forward to in the coming weeks. What are some other things that you personally have been doing kind of during this national health emergency and this quarantine that's been going on to kind of keep yourself right, both physically and mentally?
Yeah. I have actually been doing a lot of cooking. I am currently on a very specific diet or lifestyle, so I have been challenging myself and learning new recipes and just spending time in the kitchen. I think just like yourself, it's just tough when, we're hot in the season. We don't get a lot of time at the house. So this has given me a chance to take a step back and get familiar and really try new hobbies. So cooking has been something that I have enjoyed. I have never watched this much TV in my life, I think. So I have definitely caught up on some different series on Netflix and Hulu. So that's been fun. I think I'm getting a little bored now, but it was cool to do that. I work out a lot, and I do several different HIIT routines. So it's given me a chance to really dive deeper in my physical activity and how I structure those workouts. A lot of times, again, going back to how we're always moving and going, we don't really get that chance to sit down and really analyze things. So I've been able to be more organized in my workouts and making sure that I'm taking care of not only mentally, but physically too. And I think when you have both of those going, it helps, the whole picture. So working out, cooking, watching TV, organizing. I am organized in my own mind, and I think you know that about me, but I've really been practicing hard on being disciplined, not only organized here at work, but also at my house and just finding new ways to create less stress.
No, I really like that, Sarah. A lot of practical tips there, just not just for the Eagle family, but people in general, and a lot of those things, especially like that organizational technique.
Yeah, yeah. So, but no, I mean, going back to what you said about the cool insight that we're going to roll out for student athletes, not only is there music, but there's going to be some things that are going to be really interesting for our student athletes to see, and like, what's your favorite book and what's your favorite motivational quote. And these are just, I think everybody as a community is becoming more in tune with that, with our neighbors and our family members, because we're peeling the layers. We're not distracted by everyday busyness. And this gives you a chance to really value your relationships and your friendships. So I'm really excited about our upcoming content that we'll be rolling out. But I mean, everything is focused on uplifting not only our staff, but our fans and our student athletes and our campus community. So we just all got to stay in it together.
And then to build upon that even further, what's the one thing that you're kind of looking forward to once a return to normalcy in terms of the Morehead State community, the family, and all of that?
I would have to say getting students here on campus. It's very different right now, and I know that seems to be the comment that comes up all the time. I mean, it is. I drove through campus yesterday, and even in the summertime, you see humans and living, you're walking around and you see cars parked. I mean, I've been a part of this university off and on for the last, I don't want to say it, but 20 years, and so this is like the first time I've seen this few amount of people on our campus. And so I think that's a big piece, but I'm so proud of what Morehead State has done in the community, and how everybody's just trying to give each other high fives and support our local businesses, and see the beautiful area that we live in. Just taking a walk down a sidewalk, obviously keeping social distancing, but you're seeing some of that. But I think there's several and many of us that are really looking forward to the students coming back and being our heartbeat to what we do, and that's the most important piece.
I agree with that. That's kind of been the sentiment that I've received over the last couple of weeks, and that's kind of the way I feel also. And then lastly, to wrap this up, what's one piece of inspirational material or advice that you'd give to our student athletes, the community?
I'm a very motivational person, so there's several that that I go by, but it's very simple and straight to the point. But every day, every day I wake up, I'm just like rise and grind, and that's what we do. We go to bed, we wake up, we rise, and we grind in whatever that task is. So if we're gonna grind at cooking or meal preps, we're gonna grind and we're gonna work towards that. And if it's say, right now we're on a Friday, we're working, so we're gonna grind. I mean, we're gonna get through this together. We keep saying it, but it's true. And that's the only way it's going to happen. And it's putting all hands into the huddle and coming together and just grinding it out. And I think that's very, very important. And then also, just keeping positive vibes. And however it is for you to have positive vibes, I encourage you to do it. One thing that I do is obviously listen to a lot of music. But I also surround myself with bright colors, and I get outside and I take a deep breath, and that is so valuable, just to get outside and get some sunshine and feel that, because you got to take care of yourself, and that's a big piece of this, and it really builds character, especially right now.
Well, Sara, thank you for joining this episode of Eagle Inspiration Conversation. Look forward to more to come, and look forward to everything that you and your staff are doing to engage the One Eagle family.
Great. Thank you, Ryan. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Sara.